Alright guys, let's press the record button. Let's see, with the bottom one, let's take these nuts off first, get this cotter pin out of the way. Just for the bottom. And get a cotter pin and a bolt for the top. I think they're about the same size, but I'm not sure. I'm going to keep them separated just in case. Alright, so okay, we got those nuts out of the way. I'm going to use some, I don't know how well you can see this, some anti-seize. Let's stick those on here. Not those, this. I'll rub this on here a little bit. I'm going to keep it from rusting. A little bit on the threads. That should be plenty. Alright. Again. Get some on the threads. Some anti-seize. This boot is kind of in the way. So, alright. So we got the anti-seize on. Alright. Now, here's my jack. Got the bottle jack. Okay, so we got the bottle jack. Use the bottle jack to prop up this control arm a little bit. Jack handle. Tighten that up. Help if I stick the right end in. Alright. Oh, I hear thunder. Alright, that should be high enough. Okay. And now we got the knuckle. Make sure it goes in the right way. Freshly painted, steering this way. That looks good. Alright, so let's see here. Got that fairly cleaned out. Stick that on there. There's a bolt around here somewhere. Alright. Now I got that started. Get that one started. Pull this down. Alright, this is gonna have to angle out a little ways. Maybe not that far. Get that in. Enough room. Get the nut started. Alright. Then let's raise it up a little bit more. It should be sufficient. That nut tightened a little bit. What I'm doing here is I'm twisting the knuckle, which also tightens. No, wait, that loosens the bolt. Wait. Oh, yeah. So twisting the knuckle, which helps turn the nut, and then I'll hold the nut in place, bring the knuckle back this way, and then twist the nut up some more. Get some more threads in there. Oh crap, what was that? Alright, so we got that. Is this the right size? Nope. And one of these is going to be the right size. I believe it's that one. Okay, let's get this snugged. What size is that? 1/1/16. Probably be easier if I had a ratchet, huh? 1/1/16. Do I have a 1/1/16 out here? No, that one's not going to fit. No, of course not. How about this one? Yep, I sure do. Alright, I can tighten that up. Now, get my air tools out here in a little bit. Tighten. Yep. Just gonna snug it down. Torque it down in a little bit. There's that. This one can go finger tight first. Oh, sounds like it's raining outside. Snug this down a bit. All right. So 1/1/16. So now, you can see very well. Let me move you back over here. I don't know how well you're watching when I'm able to watch what I'm doing. You got the knuckle in place right here. All right, I got you. So far what I've learned, especially with messing with this top nut up here, it's easier to tighten that and torque it and whatever without the drive shaft in place. Because as far as getting a socket in here with the wrench, it's much easier to torque that down before you put in the drive shaft. So just for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and torque these down now. 1/1/16. I got to find a socket and my torque wrench, and I will be back as soon as I can. Alright guys, I'm back. I got my torque wrench, got my gloves. Let's get this tightened down. So, according to spec, this goes to 84 foot-pounds. Let's move this out of the way. No, it's not gonna. There we go. 84. Move down here. Let's do it this way. Let's pull on it instead of push on it. It might be a little bit easier. 84. Make sure it's still set right. 84, yeah. Okay, so we got 84 foot-pounds. According to the instructions that come with these ball joints, you don't, once you get it torqued down, you don't want to back off the nut, according to the specs or the instructions. So you torque it down first, look for your cotter pin hole, which could be anywhere. I'm not seeing it. Wait, there it is. So I tighten it up just a little bit more until I can get that hole visible. And stick it in. Stick in your cotter pin Do I have some pliers? Do I have pliers? Oh, yes. Got my pliers sitting by from doing the other side. Got the cotter pin in. Let's bend that up. And this other side, I'll bend sideways just to get it out of the way. There we go. There's one cotter pin. And then do the same for the other one. Where's the hole? I think I see the hole right there. And I think I went a little bit too far. Again, don't back it off. Just keep tightening it a little bit at a time until you got the hole visible. I see the hole, it's just not open yet. Just a smidgen further. There we go. Is that clicking right? There. All right. So we got that in place. Run your cotter pin through and bend it over. And this one, I will bend sideways. Well, okay, let's not stay sideways. But, what have you? You get the idea. And bend your cotter pin. And now your nuts won't back off. Got your cotter pins in place. Let them torque down right. Everything looks decent. So hopefully, that for some reason doesn't look like it's up very far, but oh well. We got it torqued down. Alright, so that's it for the torque part. Unload your torque wrench. You always want to unload the torque wrench when you're done with it. Unload it back to 0 or whatever. Down to 0. You don't want to do it too far. Some torque wrenches, the handle comes off if you unwind it far enough. That's what happened with my last torque wrench. I took it too far and the handle came off, and now it needs to be recalibrated. Alright, so we got this. Let's lower this a little bit. Make room for that axle shaft. Lower this down a smidge. Make room for the axle shaft. That looks sufficient. Ugh. Seems hot in here. Oh, okay. Whee! Alright, now we will see about getting this axle shaft back in place. Oh, first, got to remove all these bolts. Crap, without dropping them. There's 3. All right, so we got that in place. Now we shall see if this is going to be willing and able to fit in here in any way. I might have made this job a lot more harder on myself. So okay, so there's that end. And this end probably should have gone in first. Get it out of the way a little bit. Tell you what, for that reason, let's lower this jack a little bit more. It should be good. Here we go. All right, so That way, maybe we can get this in place at all. Okay, let's do it the way I probably should have done it in the first place. Stick that in there, and that won't go in. Damn it, you know what? Well, it was worth a shot. I think what I gotta do is put the shaft in first, and then put the knuckle on. It's kind of a downer, but I got an idea. Since this one is the hardest one to torque down once the axle shaft is in place, I'm going to go ahead and take this bottom one out, undo the bottom bolt, move the knuckle out of the way, put the shaft in, put the knuckle down on top of it, and get it back together. So now I just gotta get these cotter pins out of the way. What I'll do with the pliers. Hopefully I don't jack up these cotter pins so much that I can't use them. But that will be alright, because I'm pretty sure I've got some extra cotter pins laying around. So, get that out. Cotter pin out. Get this twisted around the other way. And loosen it up. Anti-seize is in good shape. Alright, now now I gotta get this stud off again. What I'm doing here, I don't know how well you can, well, you can't see it. Where are we at here? I'm gonna put this nut castle nut on upside down. Thread it on a little bit. That should be good. Not so far where the stud is exposed. Just a little bit less. Get the stud under there. Give it a couple taps and then get the jack back under here. Oh. What are we looking at time-wise? We're at 10 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to get this separated and I will be back. Alright guys, I think I got you in a decent angle. That only took me a few minutes. So I got that off, I got the knuckle off to the side, got the shaft in. I just got to need to tighten them down. And yeah, I guess I'll torque them while I'm at it. First I got to tighten them down a little bit. I just got them started right now. So I ended up taking my gloves off. My fingers were getting hot. Wait, are we going the right direction? Yes. Alright. Snug them down a little bit. 4, 5, 6, I think. 6, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we got those 6 done. Another thing I forgot to mention, if Maybe, no, you can't really see it. Bring it up here. Before I put the axle shaft in, I'm going to fill this cavity right here with grease so it's nice and greasy for the shaft to ride in. I almost forgot to do that. If I didn't have to take apart the knuckle like I did, I probably would have forgot to stick grease in it. So here's that part. I got those, and yeah, I don't know. It might be easier to torque those down after, if I climb down underneath. If I climb down underneath and get those. So first, let's just put some grease in this. Get some grease. It's not working. There we go. Now you can just really glob the grease in here. It don't matter a whole lot. Just glob it in. And wipe it around. I'm using green grease. I've been using green grease for years. Stuff's getting harder to find recently though. I'm not sure why. If any of you guys know why green grease is so hard to find nowadays, go ahead and send me some info. Write a comment. I just happen to have a stockpile of this stuff left over from before, and I've been looking for it here recently and I haven't been able to find it. It's even hard to find online. I know Amazon used to sell it, but not so much anymore for some reason. Amazon always tells me it's unavailable. Or it might not even come up on the search if you'll search it. I've got green grease on my wish list for a while. So, and it keeps telling me it's unavailable. So if any of you guys know why green grease is so hard to find these days, go ahead and send me a message. Let me know. Maybe the company went bankrupt or something. I'm not sure. Maybe the stuff was discovered to be not any good. It didn't live up to the hype, I guess. I don't know. And if it was a popular, successful kind of grease, I'm sure it would be easier to find. Maybe I just answered my own question there. I don't know. We shall see, though. Just glob a bunch of it in here. Let's fill it with grease. Got rotational parts here. Just want to fill it with grease. Here, let's rub some on here too. Now what I'm going to do is going to mess with this shaft and end up getting grease all over my hands. Isn't that how it works usually? In my experience, it happens all the time. See, like right now, just glob it on. It don't matter. The more the better. I might try to fill up this cavity a little bit too while I'm at it. So got a bunch of grease on here. Let me get this axle shaft put together. And I just rub the extra on the external areas. It don't matter. Get it off my fingers a little bit. If anything, it helps with a little bit of anti-corrosion. Just rub it on the outside. It might collect mud or dirt because it is sticky, but you should lock out the moisture too. Anyway, so there's that. Got the grease. Let me go get my torque spec. Find out what those. Oh, excuse me. Damn. Find out what the torque spec is for those bolts, and I will be back in a jiff.